Okay, so we're diving into more Castlevania Nocturne.
Yeah.
This is going to be Season 2, Episode 5, which is entitled Into the Abyss.
All right.
So I feel like it's going to be another like happy, positive, sunshine and kittens kind of...
Which is like Castlevania Nocturne is.
Definitely.
Let's jump into the abyss together.
She is ready. Her power strengthened by tasting your holy blood. Sip by sip.
Oh!
For 175 cycles of the sun, she will not burn.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Super happy fun times.
Ooh.
Super happy fun times.
Ooh.
If you do, don't tell anybody about it. Humbled a little bit.
What do we do now?
This would not have happened, Richter Belmont, if you hadn't told them where we were going.
We thought Drolta was dead. We thought you'd killed her.
We need to prepare the city for the horror to come. Look for nests of vampires. Destroy them.
Why aren't we coming with you?
I've told you what I need you to do.
It's a little pissed he just lost, alright? So.
He's angry with himself, not you.
Yep.
I've known I'm a Belmont, and what that means since I could form words, serving some kind of higher purpose. Then I watched Olrox kill my mother, and I understood the bitter fucking truth. My mother died for absolutely nothing. She died because I tried to help her, which meant she had to protect me, and that's what got her killed. As if I was the higher purpose. What a dick.
My mother died protecting me too. It didn't make it my fault, Richter. Vampires.
Got work to do. Don't look at each other. Just go kill him. See? Could have maybe saved her life. Do they need another trap?
I know who you are. I know what promises you make and how tempting they are, and I could make good use of a powerful patron. But this doesn't belong in this world, and nor do you.
Good job, Olrox.
Are you trying to conjure something? Or just staring into the abyss?
I know you think I did a terrible thing.
You're a very powerful magician, Maria. You draw your magic from an ancient source which you don't fully understand.
You understand everything about fire and ice. He deserved to die.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue that.
It feels good to have such power, to control such powerful forces.
Dangerous.
It shouldn't feel good.
Exactly.
The world can be a dark place, but if you surrender to the darkness, what's the point in living?
Listen, Khaleesi.
All of us will be forgotten eventually, but there's something miraculous about us being here at all. Feel the sun on our skin. If we're still able to do that, there is a point in living.
And maybe there's even more point in living forever. This was different. Killing my father. This was murder. I can never go back to who I was. But I could be with you forever.
No.
It's my life. I choose what to do with it.
I don't know how you pull her back.
Stop, Maria.
There you go.
Send him back. My darling, send him back. This is not what I want.
Okay, good.
It's not what you want either. I love you, Maria. All I want is to be close to you. But if you're to find yourself again, it can't be with me. Goodbye, my darling girl. I need to find myself too. Take care of her. Mom. Mom, please don't leave me. Please.
You're a vampire. You can go faster than that.
What do I care if they grieve for their fucking forge master? Drolta will be back soon and she will deal with them. This chateau bores me. I wish to be worshipped,
Yeah, we know.
but not here.
Oh, okay. Quite the transition.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this place?
Okay.
Oh, it's catacombs.
Yeah.
This is the creepiest place I've ever been. I'll protect you.
Oh, yeah. Are your ancestors talking down here? Because I feel like this might be their kind of place.
Just quick work of them.
Yeah.
This coven is going down.
Oh.
There's a war going on.
Why don't we let other people worry about that for now?
We have to go and fight in it.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
Home. She'll see it as a betrayal, of course. The new world is vast. Always somewhere else to go.
You should stay here and fight.
I know when a war is lost. My people knew splendor which would make your head swim. Vast palaces, magnificent temples to honor our terrifying gods. When we first saw the Spanish Christians, we laughed. But I remember the moment when I knew fires which destroyed Tenochtitlan. I knew that it was over, and our terrifying gods could do nothing to save us.
When the Spanish conquered you, you were still human?
Yes, one of them made me a vampire. Come with me.
And spend a lifetime running from her? No.
Then take care in the battle to come.
If you have a soul, and maybe you do, I hope it finds peace.
Time was when I came to Paris. Vermin like you knew who I was. You think you found a purpose? A calling, a goddess. But she's nothing but a vulgar parvenu with a taste for young flesh.
It's unfortunate for you all. You don't know who he is.
But after being defeated, this is what Alucard needs.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to kick some ass.
Nice.
The majority desires the good, but it neither knows the means to reach this goal, nor the obstacles that distance them from it. It is thus that public opinion is excited.
Sorry to interrupt your riveting speech. But quite soon this city is going to be attacked by an army of vampires. I can help you prepare to fight.
Take that help.
Why do you sing?
Because then I am free, and so is everyone who wishes to listen.
But we're not free. They will cut out your tongue.
Then we should all sing together and cut off their heads.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Onion Butthead.
Your
She's less
aunt,
intimidating that way.
as you know, is dead. Murdered by a revolutionary. I will burn all your enemies. Burn them all to ash. I am the one who wields the knife.
What a grand entrance, Jolto.
I am she who dances on blood. It's been so long, but at last, you can be whole.
Yeah, not good.
Not at all.
Thought they ran that episode there.
Pity they don't just tell you. Is your mother there? Is it mine? Could she be?
I think so. What was she like? Your mother?
Brave, committed. She taught me to fight. She taught me everything. Absolutely everything I know. Both of us forced to watch our mothers murdered. I know I can't imagine what you've been through. The world's changing so fast. We're something from the past. Maybe there's no place for us anymore.
I'm sure there's a place in the world for you.
Now's your moment, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss her. Or do you need like a crab
I'm
to
about to
sing
say-
it to you?
It's gonna be kiss the girl. They're gonna get interrupted.
Part of everyone is always there. When I speak to Cecile, I meet her in the spirit world. We can do that because part of us is already there. What if that's true for Sekhmet? What if part of Sekhmet is there in the spirit world?
Ooh.
They want me to go into the spirit world and find the soul of Sekhmet.
They're like, you got it. Finally.
That's what they want.
It's a proper response.
So is she going to go into the ancestor world and Richard's going to guard her body as they camp out in the catacombs? Like,
I guess so.
it makes me think of Legend of Korra, right? Like if you go into the spirit world, someone's got to guard your body.
Yeah, pretty much. Great scene, Alucard. Like you said, that's what he needed. He needed to just get a win, reaffirm his badassery, kicks crap out of some vampires, and great entrance, throwing the head in the table. It's like, I can help you kill these guys.
Yeah, so throwing the head down on a table, and I always enjoy when like we get a piece of history. So when he calls the guy Robespierre, I was like, ooh, I know this name. And Robespierre was an extremely influential person in the French Revolution. There's a lot of detail that I don't know, but like my brain instantly was like, ooh, I know this one.
Nice. Yeah, I did not know that at all. Never heard the name before.
I'm sure you probably did in school.
Nah.
The scene with Tara, Maria, and Juice. I mean, that's really the MVP scene of,
Oh yeah, for sure.
of this episode. It was interesting hearing Maria describing like the power she felt, and it made me instantly remember the way that I had felt when I first fired a gun. This is not a political statement on gun ownership one way or another. This is just a personal experience. We went to a gun range because I was getting auditions for like detectives and cops, and I'd never fired a gun and thought, well, this is probably something I should do if I'm ever going to effectively like pretend to be a cop. And the feeling of overwhelming power when you hold a gun and pull a trigger and watch the target pop over there. It was a power I did not like, for me very much so. We've never gone back to the gun range, but like hearing Maria describe it, that was like the thing that popped into my brain is like, I have never conjured spirits from the dark side, so I don't really have a frame of reference except that. And it made me think like, whoa, that's a scary power. And for her to be like, I liked it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you've been in a situation where you feel helpless and powerless, and what her mother got turned for her, she was going to be like sacrificed and everything, and there's like basically like felt like there's nothing she could do. Being able to turn the tables and all of a sudden to have all that power can be intoxicating, addicting, and very appealing. And I don't know what it is about I think his name's Ian Glenn Mormont from and then Juiced in this, but like his castability is like the old grizzled veteran that's like somehow is trying to like atone for a past mistake and giving wise wisdom to a young blonde-haired girl.
Yeah. That does seem
like as he was talking to Maria and giving her his speech about like just not to give into the dark side, and it's like he's Obi-Wan Kenobi or something like that.
I'm sure you could play that role too.
Yeah, you could do that role too. But like I mean that's why I even said it while we were watching. I recognized his voice when he first came on there, but it wasn't until later that I think someone that said in our comments that like who he was. It's like, oh yeah, but like then I like that's where I really heard his voice there. I'm just like, I saw him. I didn't see the Just in there. I saw Mormont, and I'm like he's talking to Khaleesi right now.
Yeah, and he's always right in his wisdom. If only people would listen. So I was pleased to see that Tara listened.
Yeah.
Before Maria was able to. Tara at least heard the wisdom of his words, because truth be told, she was leading Maria down a dark path. We have speculated as to maybe why she may have wanted to do that, because Maria is so powerful, and perhaps that could be channeled in a way that could work against, the goddess. But I like that her her mom's side kicked in and she recognized like, wait, I should not want this for my daughter. I should not encourage her to play around with this stuff. But then her running away, I mean, I can't imagine how hard that was for her.
Yeah.
Because it was breaking my heart to hear Maria crying and begging for her mom not to leave her behind.
Yeah, it was very heartbreaking. The Maria stuff, and this season has been some of the best stuff. And I would not have thought that like after the first season, like she was like one of my like favorite characters or whatever. I'm like, cool, she can like summon some phoenixes or whatever. Like that's great. But yeah, I mean, just her going down this dark path and like just the way like it's drawn too is very effective. And just like her face, like the change in it, like it just looks like more like demonic. And yeah, so like it seems like her mom also had a sense of like powerlessness, that feeling, and like so this is great to she wanted like to empower her daughter so her daughter would never have to feel like that. And so pushing her down this path when she saw where it was leading to, especially when her daughter was like, just take me like with you for eternity. No, I did this so you wouldn't have to do that. Like, so you wouldn't have to live like this. You wouldn't have to be a monster. Yeah. So it was good that she kind of like snapped to her senses and realized, hey, I got to figure out who I am now in this new vampire role. And I don't know if it's like control the urges or like how to like give into darkness or like, yeah, like where her place is in the world now. It's like, 'cause like she can't be Maria's mom really anymore. And that's what she was still trying to do.
Yeah. Only because we had like the Obi-Wan Kenobi reference as you were talking about, how Maria was going down this dark path. It's all her pain. Her pain is driving her in this direction. And it just made me think of Yoda with like fear leads to anger leads to hate leads to the dark side. And that's, you talked about her mom having a sense of powerlessness. Well, powerlessness makes you feel fearful. Like for most any of us, I think that's natural response. So Maria to be fearful and then to start getting drunk on any kind of power that they can take. It doesn't end well.
Yeah.
Ever. And then of course the last sort of big reveal, Aurochs is piecing out.
Yeah. I was like, I want more.
Way.
Oh, more from Aurochs. And like, I'm tired. Okay, I said I was tired of that relationship and everything. Like, I'm just tired of kind of like all the like love in this series. Like,
no more love.
Yeah, I'm just like, none of it interests me. Like, none of the relationships, like the relationships in that sense, the romantic relationships, I should say. None of those interest me. Like, Annette and Richter. I'm like, it's like, okay, like, like we said, like, kiss her. I'm like, yeah, like, go for it, do it. But it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not as interesting to me as like, Maria's struggle that she's going through, or watching Alucard just kill a bunch of vampires.
Or Annette's struggle with her ancestors.
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody's individual story is way more interesting than trying to like.
Yeah, exactly. I agree that like everyone's what you said.
Individual story.
Yep.
Is way more interesting than any kind of crossover with a couple.
Yep. But I mean, if that's the last we see of Aurochs, kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah, no way. That's not okay.
Someone, another person I mentioned in the comments that like, I guess Aurochs wasn't even like what they did with Aurochs' character already is so much more than he was in the game. Like he was just like a one-off boss or anything like that, or something like that in the game.
Really?
So he wasn't really like anything near as cool as he is in this series. So they did a good job with his character. It's just like it kind of felt like they maybe didn't know where to go with him in this season. At least so far. Like I want to see like how it plays out. And I don't know if there's another season after season 2, if this is the last season of Castlevania Nocturne. But yeah, it's just like I'm like, oh man, if that is how they end it, like it feels like they didn't know where his story was going, and then they're just like, oh, then he floats away and
yeah,
goes back to the new world.
I mean, between him and Marcus, the guy that we call Marcus.
Yeah.
I like what Marcus said a lot better in terms of like, I would rather stand and fight, even if it is to be my last fight, than to spend a lifetime of running from this person.
Exactly.
I mean, what kind of life is that? And so in a way, I'm surprised that Marcus arrived at that conclusion, has that wisdom when he's a mortal with a short life, faster than Aurochs, who has kind of, I would think at this point, more or less seen it all.
Yeah.
I mean, they justified it. They gave like a good little sort of backstory moment to contextualize why he would say that. And I'm not saying I didn't buy that, because I did, but it was just sort of it felt a little bit like it weakened his character. Time period wise, like I guess there's the idea that, well, the world is vast and there's always a new place to hide. I think like nowadays we know that's just not true. The world is not infinite. Like there's only so much space and you can get around. So I don't know. I didn't love it. And I feel like it's either going to be he really is going to piss off back to wherever he came from, and that's the end of him, which will be hugely disappointing. Or at like the crunch moment, he's going to come back in and be heroic in some fashion. Really hoping it's the latter, but...
Yeah, and he did a great job, like, getting rid of the book and everything. Like, he could have given into these Mephistopheles, we'll just call him Mephisto. Like, make a bargain deal with the devil, but it's like, no, it's like, you don't belong here. This book doesn't belong here. So it's not like he wasn't, he's completely useless or anything like that.
Oh, no, not at all.
It's just one of the reasons that, we just really like him. And so we want more of him.
I feel like also there's the promise of more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we haven't really seen what he's capable of. And so, like, yeah, defeating the book was great contribution. Don't get me wrong. And that's meaningful. But I feel like we're, like, just skimming the surface. This guy's been around for forever.
Yeah.
He can do so much more.
Yeah.
I want, like, him and Alucard back to back in a battle against the goddess. Like, I feel like, this is what I feel like they built him up to provide for us.
Yeah.
So if we don't get that, I'm really going to be sad.
Well, now that you talked it up, now you mentioned it, now I want to see it.
But that's been what's in my brain for a few episodes.
Well, if it doesn't happen, then, I'm really, really upset that you brought it out of your brain into my brain, and now I'm going to be disappointed.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Let us know what you thought with this down below in the comments. And if you want early access, hit the little join button down below for YouTube membership. You can also get early ad-free access and full watch-along reactions over on Patreon, patreon.com/DefinitelyNotDefinitive. Thanks so much for watching Castlevania Nocturne with us, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.